This is the first flight of J-20. It's so cool. This plane is shaking like crazy. It looks like a transforming plane. It's the Chinese plane J-20, nicknamed the Dragon. It's hard to imagine that China has been building motorbikes and planes since the beginning, and now it can build a fighter jet that is as good as the American F-22. The J-20 has more advantages in the airspace and combat environment than the F-22, which is the turning point. Note that a pilot in the cockpit pressed the start button of the J-20 and successfully started the APU, the auxiliary power system, and started to preheat the engine. A bang, 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 the sound of the air raid siren finally sounded. This is Jiwan Airport in Zhuhai, China. Through the camera lens, we can see from a close distance that the pilot is driving the fifth generation of domestic fighter jets, from the start to their whole process of high-difficulty air-to-air performance. After assisting the pilot to prepare for the flight, the mechanic returned to the ground through the landing ladder, and smoothly removed the landing ladder. You can see that the design of this landing ladder is very ingenious. It can not only hang next to the cockpit, but also does not scratch the extraneous coating on the aircraft. After confirming that the aircraft is operating normally, the pilot pressed the shutdown button of the cabin cover, and then turned on the autopilot mode of the fighter jet. The pressure of the plane, the wings, the propeller, etc., are operated in the order of up, down, left, right. This is to check the air-to-air system of the fighter jet. This is also the last procedure before taking off. In order to improve the maneuverability of the aircraft, J-20 is used to adjust the front wing, the rear wing, and the entire tail wing. Therefore, it is also called the Bay Angel. This layout can bring J-20 stronger power and better maneuverability. While the aircraft is self-propelled, the mechanic is sitting under the fuselage, checking the landing gear and operating state of the aircraft. The test and maintenance details of the J-20 fuselage are also perfect. Its equipment has 2 domestic fans and a 10C engine. The pilot's control gear is at the tail gate. It shrinks once and expands again. This is the pilot constantly stepping on the throttle to test the operation of the engine. Its single row can output 14.5 tons of thrust, and the 2 rows can explode 29 tons of thrust. And after changing to the Jiwan 15-ton thrust engine, the maximum thrust of the single row can reach 18 tons, and the 2 rows can explode 36 tons of thrust. After self-propelled, the aircraft is about to enter the takeoff procedure. The ground crew quickly moved away from the wheels to prevent slip. The pilot gently pushed the throttle and let go of the handbrake. The 2 J-20s take off after 1,000 miles, and slowly slide to the landing site. It should be said that the J-20's hard horse shape and the glossy silver and grey coating in addition to the movable and adjustable wings are like a paradise. The science and technology are not inferior at all. The J-20 is a 22-inch fighter jet. After the 2 J-20s take off, the pilot pushes the throttle to the full extent. The pilot's control gear slides at high speed on the runway, and the engine continuously outputs thrust. After only less than 500 miles, the 2 J-20s leave the ground and begin to climb to the top. This short-term landing ability is really strong. Next, let's enjoy the exciting performance of the J-20. As soon as the J-20 took off into the audience, it came directly to a 90-degree vertical climb. In the process of climbing, it also performed a 3.5-week high-difficulty operation. In other words, this is a real man. Next, the 2 J-20s take off from the audience again, and show off their beautiful muscles without reservation. This is a question to the audience. Obviously, this is just an appetizer. Next, the 2 J-20s quickly turn to the audience. Finally, after a week of spinning, they quickly turn to the left. Then the pilot turns to the right in the direction of death. There is a 3.5-week high-difficulty acceleration turn. This sudden movement requires the pilot to bear at least 9 G overload. This has reached the limit that the pilot can bear. If it were an ordinary person, he would have already fainted in the cockpit. This action is not only highly admirable, but also very exciting in practice. After the heavy-duty acceleration turn, the J-20 stops a few hundred meters, climbs up again with its big two-legged feet, and then turns 180 degrees to the right. It flies to the audience again. This is the famous action of the F-22 fighter, the Burrest turn. It is also called the J-turn, which is a type of salamander maneuver. It is not difficult to find that the J-20 has a unique fuselage structure, strong maneuverability, and various high-difficulty movements. In addition, under the handle, especially in the large-winged flight and the fast turn, the J-20 can be easily grasped. The pilot's skills and physical quality are also excellent. One by one, he climbs the fuselage. It's a little confusing to watch. After the 20-minute flight show, the J-20 takes off and lands, and starts to land on the runway. After sliding 200 meters on the runway, the tail of the fuselage ejects two huge orange parachutes to help decelerate. This flight show is over.